Good evening and welcome to the Arundel Camera Club virtual live stream for Thursday, October 21st, 2021. My name is John Milliker and I'm the club president for the 2021-2022 season. The Arundel Camera Club was founded in 1957 and exists to promote the art, science, and education in all aspects and fields of photography. For more information about us, please visit www.arundelcameraclub.org. Thank you for joining us on our virtual live stream. For the time being, the Arundel Camera Club has made the decision to stay virtual only until the majority of our club members and officers feel safe enough to make it in person. We will continue to monitor the COVID situation and make choices with the help of all of our members on when we can finally get back to our plan of hybrid meetings in person and also virtually. I want to extend a big thank you to everyone who came out to Brian Baru's fundraiser yesterday. While I haven't seen any numbers yet from management, I saw a lot of members, family, and friends come out to help. I also want to make sure that we thank Brian Baru Irish Restaurant as well for yet another fundraising opportunity. If you're ever in the area of Severna Park, Maryland, be sure to pay them a visit for an amazing meal. Their website is www.brianbarupub.com. And before tonight's stream, here is our upcoming schedule. This Saturday is our club field trip to Patuxent Research Refuge. For more information, please go to our webpage. The refuge offers lots in photography opportunities along with their great hiking trails. Then on Thursday, October 28th, we have a great program by Jonathan Newton, a Washington Post staff photographer. And then the Friday before Halloween, October 29th, we'll have several members helping with the Severna Park Baptist Church's Trunk and Treat event from 6:30 p.m. until 8:30. Our members will have a free photo booth set up for attendees and even our own trunk set up, handing out candies to kids and flyers about our club to adults. We hope you'll swing by and see us, and if you'd like to volunteer, the more the merrier. The event can likely use additional volunteers all around the grounds. On Thursday, November 4th, is another great critique session night. And then the week after, on Thursday, November 11th, we have a wonderful program by Janet Jeffers on looking beyond the real in photography, an abstract program. And then the last meeting of the month before Thanksgiving is on Thursday, October 18th, and that's our monthly digital contest with an open theme. And speaking of contests, I hope that everyone was able to get through our new contest submission feature. We owe a big thanks to Mike, Ron, and Bob for getting that together. If you submitted images to this contest, please let me know what you thought of it in chat. And if you're watching this after the live stream, please send me a message or an email and let me know what you thought. And without any further delay, here's our contest chair, Ron Pfeiffer, on tonight's judge, and get our contest started.
Okay, this evening's theme is going to be reflections, and this is our second digital photo contest of the year. You're going to see a wide variety of photos in the contest with 24 novice entries and 48 unlimited images, which we'll get to shortly. First thing I'd like to do would be to introduce and welcome our judge tonight, Mary Brayman. Mary is a Baltimore photographer who leads the Charm City Photo Club, and she'll admit she has a little bit of help with that group there. That they do quite a lot of really cool activities, so you might take a look at their agenda sometime. Now, Mary serves on the executive council for the Maryland Photography Alliance. She's a really important part of that organization. She chairs the MPA Judges Committee. And so all those MPA judges that come out, Mary's partly responsible helping to organize and get the training done and all that, and also for the critiques that those judges will start to be doing as we benefited from our last couple critique sessions. Mary's also the chair of the MPA Contest Committee, and this year, Mary, we had about a 36% increase in entries, I believe, 22 of whom came from Arundel Camera Club. We're great to have a lot of participation in that contest. Looking forward to some great prizes and for that coming up, so appreciate all the work you're doing with that. Mary is a really well-recommended certified MPA judge. We've seen her here in our club before, both in monthly contests and also, I believe, at the end of the year, last year or the year before. Am I correct?
I think so. I think I did it end of year one time, yes.
Okay. Now, really importantly, Mary is really accomplished photographer. She has her work featured at one occasion at the Baltimore Museum of Industry. And she had a major project with the Baltimore National Heritage Area group, and they built a calendar, has some of her images in, and so on. She might tell you about that perhaps. But and she's also been in a number of different gallery shows in the area. So we appreciate, Mary, you coming in and sharing your expertise with us. Do you have any comments you'd like to make before we get too far started?
No, but thank you. I don't have too many comments. I'll try to be brief. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's always fun to visit your club. All of my visits in the past have been in person, so this is my first virtual one, which tells you how long it's been. But I'm eager to get this meeting started. I will try to be as concise as possible. I have some major topics that I like to cover for each photo. But I will say, as most judges do, you make me narrow it down to so few photos out of large groups that it's very, very difficult. And sometimes it's just a matter of choice and not anything technical. So if I don't put a photo in, it might be just because there were others that were a little bit stronger. So this is a tough job, but I'm looking forward to getting started.
Okay, Mary, our process tonight starts with an overview round to give you and the viewers an opportunity to look at all of the images that are in competition and the range of them and so on. And then after we go through them and you get the title, we'll also have a second round, which is usually called the decision round. They're in or out. And then when you get down to a manageable number of images after that, hopefully the third round, you'll do your placements, and that'll be the end of that round.
Okay.
So any other comments or questions from John, Mary?
None for me.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with the a look at our novice entries. We have, let's see, 24 novice entries. Competing for prizes 1 through 4, and then 2 honorable mentions, since we have 24. Yeah. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Mary?
I am ready.
Okay. Our first image is number 1, objects in the mirror.
Let me see if I'm not getting that as my primary. There we go. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I have to say that this image made me laugh.
No, Mary.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
We're going to go through all the images first.
Of course. I'm sorry.
So,
of course.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Hold our comments to the second.
Yep. They were good.
Okay. Image 2 is reflection at prime hook. Image 3, I'm not sure I understand the title, 22 peering 22 through. All right, image 4 is broken mirror. Image 5 is fairy ring. Number 6 is photographer trophy. Number 7, fall collars. Number 8, storefront. Number 9, have a Coke. Number 10, across our pond. Number 11, headshot. Number 12, cat off a hot tin roof. Number 13, in the woods. Number 14, roll for initiative. Number 5, kayaks. Number 16, the path, a puddle, reflection. Number 17, Ray Lake. That's Ray, R-E-A-E, excuse me, Ray Lake. Number 18 is Penitum Park, mirrored. Number 19, Prime Hook, reflection. Number 20, Beach Sunset. Number 21, Sunset Grill, a puddle reflection. Number 22, Outside In. Number 23, Fish Out of Water. Number 24, Jumping Spider. All right, Mary, now this is the decision round. For members who have not participated before, Mary's going to provide you some feedback to the photographers about each of the photos with her thoughts about the features of the photos contributed to her decisions, followed by her in or out decision. We're going to start with novice photos and the ones we just went through. And it looks like some of us are getting back up on the stream with Facebook Live. So, Mary, I'm going to turn it over to you. We're going to go back to image number 1.
Great. Thank you, Ron. And I'm sorry I jumped the gun earlier.
Oh, not a problem.
And as I said, when I opened this image to look at it the first time, it's so humorous. I really love the vision that the photographer had to capture the bison. What really works in this image is the reflection is very sharp. The sentence in the mirror is so appropriate. And then there's lots of bison around in the background. I think that really adds to the story. If I were going to talk about distractors, which I think it's important, I probably would have done something in the lower left-hand corner. There's a gray part of the car. Anything that draws my eye away from the middle of the photo or the subject of the photo, probably needs to be dealt with. So I think I would probably either darken that gray triangle that's in the bottom left-hand side or clone it out. But all in all, a really cute story happening in this photo, and this will stay in.
Okay. Number 1 is in. Number 2, reflection of prime hook.
Okay. This photo certainly meets the topic. There's some reflection in here, but I would think that my objection with this photo is that the primary topic, the reflection, is not the largest part of the photo. It was a tough time of day, so the light's a little strong in the sky. We have I think there's a spot in the sky, and in my opinion, the grasses in the front that are so in shade and the branch coming down from the right-hand upper corner don't really add to the photograph, knowing that the subject is supposed to be reflections. It's also, it's not level. And for me, that tends to be an important aspect of anything that's got a horizon in it or any kind of structural line. So I think straightening this out would help, but I think also next time, finding a position that is looking more at the reflections than the much larger picture. This photo will be out.
Okay. Image number 3, Mary.
Okay. This is this one. It was the one you had trouble with the title, and it was kind of interesting. It is an interesting photo. It makes you think. The title makes you think. The photo makes you think. I'm wondering exactly where the water is and where the structure is, because it's not very obvious in this photo where the reflection starts and stops. I like it, the colors, the blues and the greens, but I think the distractors in this photo are first the leading lines that are perpendicular or up and down. They're not level, so that would be something I would straighten this out a little bit, even though the horizontal line is never going to be level, and it's not very sharp. So I think it was a great attempt to get reflections in a very kind of abstract situation, but I will take this photo out.
Okay. All right, image number 4, broken mirror.
I really like this photo. It was very clever, abstract approach to reflections. The repetition of the woman's face, very interesting. But one of the things about this photo is that without the title, it was a little difficult to tell that what this was. Not that that's critical, but I think it adds a lot. If I had had a little bit better feel for this being a broken mirror, because it's a little difficult to tell from just the gray areas. And I think in some ways the oranges are a little hard to deal with. There's the beautiful red lips cry out for some contrasting color in this photo. But I love the idea. I think it was a really great attempt at doing something abstract with the topic. But I'm going to take this one out as well.
Okay. All right, image number 5, fairy ring.
The composition in this is really strong. I like the fact that the photographer saw a reflection that was completely surrounded by the environment, and there's some bubbles within the reflection. It's a little dark. It could have been had a better lighting around the frame of this reflection, so that you just didn't feel you could get a better feel for what that frame is. And I think the other challenge with this is that the reflection itself is so busy and it's kind of static. If there had been something a little interesting in here, the colors are great, the frame is great. I just don't think the subject is as interesting as it could be in a reflection compared to some of the others we're going to look at. So I will take this out.
Okay, number 5 is out. Number 6, photographer trophy.
This photo is a great story. I love the fact that it's in black and white. I believe that enhances the reflection of the photographer himself or herself in the image. It's a double entendre, so to speak, because you've got a photographer taking a picture of a photographer, and it's probably in a antique camera store or some kind of setting where there's a lot of old equipment. So it's very atmospheric, very well composed, good contrast in the black and white. The only criticism I would have in this photo, I might have used something like Photoshop's content aware and taken the tag off of the trophy. It doesn't help to have that because the topic, the story in here is the top of the statue with the photographer's reflection behind, but otherwise great photo, and we'll keep that one in.
Okay, number 6 is in. Image 7, fall colors.
This is a very nice capture of reflections, a very common scene of fall colors in the water, but the photographer did an excellent job of finding the right time of day so that the light was on the leaves. The sun is coming through. He used a good f-stop to get that starburst, not just in the sun, but in the reflection. The balance of this in the composition is terrific. The colors of the leaves are beautiful. They do a really nice job getting the shot with a lot of technical aspects and meeting the topic. And I'm going to keep this in.
Okay, number 7 is in. Okay, image number 8, storefront.
There is something very mysterious and appealing about this photo. It's so reminiscent of the 1950s suburbia to me. There's so much going on with the door and the reflection. The person in the reflection is very interesting and adds to the story. I think some of the couple distractors, the sky seems a little blown out, could have been toned down a little bit. But a more important thing is this could have been cropped or had the aspect ratio changed so that the left side of the photo is brought in. This photo does not need the car or the tree that's in the barrel. The entire story in this photo is the reflection of the storefront with the person in the storefront with the door to the right. So I think it was a really good effort to get a reflection that's a great story, but it just needed a little bit of trimming down and a little toning down of the blue sky a bit. It didn't need to be so, it just, again, it keeps anything that draws my eye away from the center, which is where the story is. I will take this out.
Okay, number 8 is out. Number 9, have a Coke.
This is a really good example of a reflection of an ad in a window, and a lot going on in the neighborhood of the storefront or the place that this photograph was taken. I love that have a hint of the 50s feel to this. This girl is standing there with pearls, I think, and an old-fashioned outfit. I would say this could be level. The buildings aren't particularly perpendicular. And it's kind of a shame that the road construction was the middle of the interruption in there that made it obvious that this is a reflection. It's just a little startling, but at least it's right in the middle. I think it was a nice attempt to get an ad as a reflection with the environment around it, but I will take this out.
Okay, number 9 is out. Number 10 is across our pond.
This is a very strong composition with good reflection. Sometimes when there's a ton of trees, or it just makes everything very busy, but this has a nice arrangement of the trees. It's got a good balance of light and dark in here. I feel, however, that it's a very busy photo, and this could benefit immensely from being turned into black and white. It would tone down some of the blown out parts of the White House on the right hand side, and it would take away some of the modern aspect of that house with all of the junk that's in the yard and along the edge of the water. I think if this were done as a black and white image, you would just get a much more atmospheric feel because the reflection's very good, and the composition of the two houses with the lake there, or the river, whatever that is, it's very nicely put together. I just think that it could have been a little bit more interesting as a historic, atmospheric kind of black and white. I will take it out.
Okay. All right, number 10 is out. Number 11 is headshot.
I like this concept very much. This was very imaginative and creative. That the photographer saw this, got his body in the right place. I believe the composition is good. He's cropped it well. It's kind of, there's a real story you could make up here with the hole where his head is and the bullet hole off to the side, and maybe it took a couple shots to get him. So there's a lot going on in this photo. There's a good balance of white and black, and I think it's cropped well. And it's a really good story to meet the intent of the competition. I will keep this in.
Okay, number 11 is in. Our next image is 12, cat off a hot tin roof.
The structures in this photo are really lovely. There's a very painterly feel about the buildings, and it has a very old, maybe Louisiana or New Orleans feel about the balcony, and there's just a lot of interesting feel about it. I like the juxtaposition of the black and white building against the blue sky. I would say that the structure in the bottom left-hand corner doesn't help much, could be toned down. I like the texture of it. It's just a little too bright. I like if I didn't say this, I like the blue sky against the black and white types of buildings. But I have to be honest, I really struggled with this photo. I'm not sure what the reflection is. If it looked to me more like a screen, that I was looking through a screen. It's very difficult to tell what is reflected in this photo, and I really tried, and it's probably my lack that I couldn't find it. But as much as I love about the buildings, I just couldn't find how it met the intent of this topic, reflections. So I will take it out.
Okay, number 12 is out. Number 13 is in the woods.
I think I mentioned earlier, always tough to deal with a lot of trees because there's so much going on, and it's tough when everything is all green, and it's even tougher when it's black and white because there's so much texture and so much activity. I think the photographer did a good effort to try to make the composition focus on the trees coming in, this leading line from the left-hand side of the trees leaning into the water, and then the reflection of them, of that tree below. The tree branches that are coming down from the other diagonal, from the top left to the right, just they kind of distract from the larger base of the tree that I think should have been the focus of the photo. It's just extremely busy and a little tough, and I probably could have had more reflection than the actual riverbank that this was on. It was a nice effort to get a lot of activity, but it it's challenging to look at. I'm going to take this out.
Okay, and number 13 is out. Number 14 is roll for initiative.
I thought this was very imaginative and striking. Nice job of coming up with something very unusual. Dice, all different colors. The bowl is great. I like that the composition is some in the bowl, some sitting around it on the tabletop with the reflections underneath. It doesn't look 100% sharp to me, but it's sharp enough, and it's sharp. It's the same sharpness all the way through. So it could be the way it's displaying for me, but because it looks like somebody did either photo stacking or it's a really good preparation to get the same sharpness through all the items. The only objection I have in this photo, I think I would have moved the green die, the 7.5 one that's sitting on the reflection of the bowl over, so that there was space between that and the reflection of the bowl. But that's minute, and I like this so much. This photo will keep in.
Okay, number 14 is in. Number 15, kayaks.
This was a good attempt at seeing color. Tough again, as I said, so much going on with trees, lots of leaves, lots of green. The yellow boats reflecting the yellow in the leaves. So important that there were blue boats in there to balance out and complement the yellows. So the blue boats are really important in this picture. The reflection is great. I like the composition. I think the light was a struggle for the photographer. There's some really, really dark spots where there's no detail in the upper part of the trees. But it is always hard when there's just so much foliage. I do think this was a good composition to fit this raft with the boats and the reflection smack in the middle. It works in this photo. But I will take this photo out.
Okay, number 15 is out. Number 16, the path of puddle reflection.
This is very painterly, kind of an impressionistic version of a photo. Because of the reflection, the leaves are very soft, the colors are soft. Probably a tough time of day or a cloudy day. There's no blue to contrast with the green leaves. What works really well for the topic is the fact that the photographer included the road that's along the bottom and going up the right-hand side. So you really get the feel that this is not just a soft image of a forest, but this is reflection, because the road gives you the sense of place and the topic itself as it follows along the edge of the frame of the photo. I think it was a nice attempt to get reflections, not as strong as some of the others, so I will take this out.
Okay, number 16 is out. Number 17, Ray Lake.
Nice place to be taking a photo. Beautiful mountain and reflection. A little tricky time of day. The light on the left-hand side is gorgeous, but the photographer lost a lot of light on the right-hand side. In addition, it's not a lot of reflection over there. It would have been interesting to know if this photographer could have either pointed in a little bit to the left to get more mountains and reflection, or could have just if a little earlier in the day. The right hand side that's so dark with the dark rocks at the bottom that draw my eye away from the reflection of the mountains in the water. It takes away from the strength of this being a reflection photo. But it was a great attempt at the mountains and the reflection in that beautiful blue sky and lake. I will take this one out.
Okay, number 17 out. Number 18, Penitum Park mirrored. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct.
I don't know, but this photo is very, very moody and very, very stunning in its subtlety. I like that the composition is not balanced. It's very strong on the left, leading your eye over to the right-hand side. There's good contrast between the black and the white, and I think the reflection on the right-hand side of that very dark, small tree with its reflection in the water really makes this photo. It's very, very moody and evocative of time and place, and a great example of reflections on a probably very foggy day. I'll keep this in.
Okay, number 18 is in. Number 19, prime hook reflection.
This lakeside reflection, a little bit stronger than a couple that we saw before, in that there's a lot of reflection in this photo. Again, tough time of day. The light's kind of harsh in the sky and the water. I like that the reflections are very strong, but some of the detractors in this photo are, first, that it's not level. The horizon is skewed. I think the leaves across the top are okay, because it gives a little bit of a frame to the photo, but you don't need the leaves on the left-hand side. They're, again, pulling my eye off to the left-hand side of the frame, trying to figure out what's going on with all those leaves, takes away from the nice centered reflection in the middle of the photo. With a little bit of leveling and cropping and maybe some toning on this photo, it probably would be a lot stronger, maybe pumping up the blue a little bit just to make it not look such like a bright day. So I will take this out.
Okay, prime hook reflection out. Number 20, beach sunset.
A perfect example of how time of day changes everything, of course. I like that this is extremely simple, because everything that's important in this photo is color. The color of the sky and the very simple reflection of the sun in on the sand. The colors are not quite complementary, but that grayish water with the yellow sky just makes a very pleasing, soothing, I'd love to be there sense to this photo. And even the fact that the sun is kind of blown out just adds to the fact that this was a beautiful sky and a beautiful sunset on a great day with these reflections are just terrific in the water. Nice lines of the surf going across the horizon. So I will keep this photo in.
Okay, number 20 is in. Number 21, sunset grill, a puddle reflection.
I like the story in this one as well. We've got a lot of sailboats, and because they're sailboats, you get the feeling that this is a reflection, not just a photo of masts. The photographer also, again, in this photo, there's the ground along the left hand side a little stronger, going across the bottom toward the right. So you know that there's ground that is surrounding this puddle that's that's giving the reflection. It's kind of interesting in that I don't know if that's if this photo was taken at night, so those are stars reflected in the water, or if that's just debris or something else that the water's picking up. But it gives a very interesting feel of nighttime. I think the color's a little soft and subtle, and there's some. I just lost the word I was trying to think of. There's some fringing around the structure on the left-hand side that makes some odd shadows. Might have been in the reflection, but it kind of looks like an artifact of playing with the photo post-processing, because they're just odd shadows behind that structure that's holding up the Sunset Grill. So a really nice attempt and good subject for reflections, but I will take this out.
Okay, number 21 is out. Number 22, outside in.
There's something about this that was very striking. The color is gorgeous. The greens are gorgeous. The photographer had a really good eye to see the interior of this house reflected in the window, probably a big sliding glass door window, huge amount of glass and reflection. What's so fascinating to me is how the trees and the leaves and the green are so centered on the chairs themselves, and the rug does not come through with reflection, whether that was the actual reflection or some work that was done. It's very interesting. I think there was a good eye to see the reflection all the way up, so that it looks like the ceiling is included and the trees are reflected around the entire room. So I think it was a really good catch to see this photo. It's not particularly sharp in any given place, but I really like the feel of it, and the colors are stunning. So I will keep this in.
Okay, number 22 is in. Number 23, fish out of water.
This is another photo that made me look a little bit longer than I thought it would need to. It's fascinating trying to figure out exactly what is happening in this shot. I'm not that it matters, but I think that this fish was actually jumping out of water, and his reflection is underneath of him. I like that. It's a great capture of a moment. I probably would suggest this photo could use a couple things. It doesn't need some of the detail that's on the left-hand side. The story is in the fish and the reflections on the right, with the little bit of the puddle that's there. And it would be nice if we could have seen a little more detail in the main fish. He's very dark, and it would be nice to see some scales and some detail in the fish that's out of water. So a little lightening and a little cropping might make this a much stronger photo. So I will take this out.
Okay, number 23 is out. And our last image last novice image, jumping spider.
This is a good catch. Very nice photo. I think everything about it is good. There's extreme amount of detail in the face of the spider. It fades. The depth of field is very good. It makes the ground that the spider's standing on, which is sparkly, makes them very subtle. His reflection is gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. I I like the composition. I even like that there's a little bit extra on the left-hand side because you get the glitter in the puddle that he's standing in. So really nice capture, good technical attention in this photo. I'll keep this in.
Okay, number 24 is in. So we have John, see if you can confirm my count. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 images. Does that match yours?
It does.
How about you, Mary?
Matches me. Yep.
Okay, good. What we would like to do next, John? What do you think?
Well, if you guys are happy with just bringing up the thumbnails, we can do that, or we can go through again.
No, thumbnails are fine.
And Mary, you can either take out, what do we need? 4, 5, 6. We need 6. You can either take out 3, or you can start placing at any time.
I think I will take out 3, and what I will take out, give me 1 second to look through this. I will take out number 11, headshot. Number 20, which is beach sunset.
Okay, I've taken out beach sunset.
One more.
Yes.
I will take out, let's see. I think I will, you guys make this hard. I will take out objects in the mirror, which is number 7.
It's number 1 on my screen. Let's make sure we're on the same page.
I'm sorry, it is number 1.
Okay.
Number 1, objects in the mirror.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 honorable mentions, and 1st through 4th, Mary.
Okay. So that's interesting. Okay. Why do I have 3? Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
While Mary's doing that, now that we have people back in the stream again since we restarted, I'd asked for questions. I wanted to make sure everybody had a good time and no issues trying to get their images in using this new contest submission form that Mike, Ron, and Bob worked tirelessly to get together. If you could let me know in chat, or if you can send me a message and let me know what you thought of it, I'd really appreciate it. I think it's a really good thing. It gets around a lot of email issues that the contest team has been having, and I think it's a very good thing. And I feel like we're a little bit more into the future now with this great submission form, Ron.
Yep, I think Bob has a couple fewer gray hairs now that we have that in place. Hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, sorry to keep you waiting. I will place in honorable mention number 22, outside in.
Okay.
And number 7, fall colors.
Okay. Number 7, fall colors.
In 4th place, if you're ready.
We're ready.
4th place is roll for initiative.
Okay, which number was that, Mary, again?
Sorry, it's 14.
14. That's 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
3rd place is number 18, Pinetum Park, Penitum Park. Yeah, I don't know either,
Okay.
Ron.
Okay, for third, second.
Second is number 6, photographer trophy.
Okay. Number 2 and number 1.
Is number 24, jumping spider.
Okay, very good.
Ron, when you're ready, go ahead and read the award winners, and I'll bring them up as you read them.
Okay. Let's see what I have. Honorable mention, outside in. That's Terry Jackson. Outside in. I'm sorry. Honorable mention, Fall Colors from Tammy Gorsak. In fourth place, role for initiative is Doug Wood.
That looks like a Weber. Are we sure about that? No, it is Doug Wood. Wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we have 2 Bob Webers. Mine's in a club. We could be in trouble. All right. Let's see. Number 3 was Penitum Park, and maybe Debbie Wolf can tell us how to pronounce that correctly at some point. So it's Debbie Wolf, third. Second place is photographer trophy, John Verdi. And first place is jumping spider, and that is Tammy Gorsak. So Tammy has 2 in the mix here tonight, I believe. And so that's our novices.
Congratulations, everyone.
Okay.
And like we usually do, whatever any winners here, please be sure to put them on Facebook and post them in a post, and then tell us a little bit more about the images. This kind of goes back to our days when we met in person. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but everybody would be able to stand up and give a little bit more information on it. But we're just going to do it through Facebook anyway.
Great. Well, Mary, take a breath, and we're going to plunge right into 48 images. So double the number of photos for the Unlimiteds. In the past, not that we're in a big rush this evening, but in the past, the novices have gotten a little bit more feedback than Unlimiteds in some cases. But feel free to talk as much as we can. If we're running out of time, we'll let you know.
Okay.
So, all right, now I need to call this up on my screen as well. So just bear with me. Okay, so are we all ready for round number 1? I'll go through and read the titles for each of these. Number 1 is Secret Garden. Number 2, Fishing Pier. Number 3, The Fifth Dimension. Number 4, Hunting Creek. Number 5, Autumn at Biltmore Lake, I'm sorry. Number 6 is Sail Away. Number 7, the Tetris Lighthouse. Number 8, Sandy Hook Firehouse Reflection. Number 9, Boardwalk. Number 10, Sunset Centennial Lake, Columbia, Maryland. Number 11, Missile Silo 106. Number 12, You Caught Me. Number 13, Colorful Puddles. Number 14, Florida Polytechnic University. Number 15, Sunrise in Yellowstone. Number 16, Old Bedford Village Windmill. Number 17, Calm Wash. Number 18, Red at Night. Number 19, The Wall. Number 20, DC Architectural Angles. Number 21, Oh, It's Deep. Number 22, A Dreary Day at the Light. A Dreary Day at the Light. Number 23, Transfixed. Uh, 24, Dried Christmas Cactus. 25, OC Fender. 26, Yosemite Reflections. Number 27, Bombay Hook Reflection. Number 28, Juvenile Swan Searching for Food. Number 29, Mica Mirage. Number 30, Reflection Indoor. Number 31, Evergreen. Number 32, Rintown. Number 33, Multiple Reflections. Number 34, Sunglass Reflection. Number 35, Havana Sunset. Number 36, Framed Reflection. Number 37, Under the Bean. Number 38, Golden Pagoda. Number 39, Beautiful Evening. Number 40, Morning Stroll. '41, Tulip Petal. Number 42, Taylorton Seafood Market. Number 43, M. Spanish Specters. Number 44, the Hancock Building reflects its past. Number 45, fishing. Number 46, crystal butterfly. Number 47, egret and turtle reflection. And our last image, number 48, water lily. Okay. All right, Mary, this time we're looking at, get my counts correct, that would be first, second, third, and fourth. And if I have it right, 5 honorable mentions. John, does that match your count?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Mary, we'll do the same thing. This is the in and out round, I guess.
Okay. I would just like to say again, this was very difficult, and because you are forcing me to narrow this down so much. There are times when I will take a photo out just because there's so many to choose from. So, and as you said, Ron, you've got wonderful photographers in this category. So I will just be brief, not try to drag the whole evening out with comments, unless you have a question or anything like that. Okay, so this first photo is it's very stunning in terms of color and composition. It does have a fairy tale feel to it. There's a lot of activity going on with the trees and the light and the water that make this very ethereal, and it's a little highly processed in color for me, but it does add to that storybook feeling, and it's a very beautiful photo, but I'll take it out.
Okay. Number 2, fishing pier.
Nice shot of a pier. I love the columns in the reflection. And I also like something very particular about this photo, that the photographer placed himself or herself so that the sun was behind the pier. So you get a little bit of that non-distinct glow behind the pier, but it's not completely blown out, and the reflection in the water really picks up the strength of the sun rather than the sun itself. So it was a nice attempt at seeing a good sunset. I will take this one out.
Okay. Number 3, the fifth dimension, time.
I like this attempt at building a story in here. It's not just reflections, but about time and how time affects your perception and how you see multiple things in multiple time zones. There's a lot going on in this photo. Nicely done. It's sharp, same sharpness all the way through this photo, and well placed, well centered. I like the colors of it. And I think this was a really good photo for the topic. I will keep this in.
Okay, and number 3 is in. Number 4, Hunting Creek Lake.
Nice scenery, good reflections. There's so it's struggling to focus this at the moment, but there's a lot going on in here with the reflections in the trees. There's some nice seasonal color in this. I like the composition of this. The light's soft, but it's nice. It's not over processed in terms of color, and I like the fact that the horizon goes across the middle. I think it works well in this photo. I do think that I might have cloned out a few things. There are a lot of these man-made pieces of there's signs, there's a kiosk or something, and even the people, because they're so tiny, I feel like they don't add to it. I might have cloned some of them out, but a very pleasing reflection scene, and I will take it out.
Okay, number 4 is out. Number 5, autumn at Biltmore Lake.
Another lake scene, which works really well to a certain extent for me. I think the story in this photo is the color, the autumn colors, the oranges, and for that reason, it seems to me there's a lot of extra foreground in this photo. Maybe if the photographer had concentrated more on the trees, the oranges, the yellows, and the reflections, with the little bit of blue sky, but not so much of that gray and darker color in the foreground. It might have been a little bit stronger in terms of the story in this photo. I will take this out.
Okay. Number 5 is out. Number 6, sail away.
I like this. I like that the photographer caught this reflection without anything surrounding it. He didn't need to, because it's a ship, and because of the way the reflection of this ship is making the whole look, you know that it's a reflection. He didn't have to do anything extra to tell us that. Again, it has that feel of nighttime with the little speckles in the upper portion of the photo. The blue is good. The red along the bottom is nice. A little touch of yellow on the side. A couple of little odd black spots in the bottom right-hand corner might have gotten rid of, but really nice capture of a moment, and I'll keep this in.
Okay, number 6 is in. Number 7, the Tetris Lighthouse.
Another really good capture. This one so perfectly straight on, cropped to fit exactly the window, because the only thing that's happening in this photo, the story, is the reflection in the window, and you get the feel from all the multi-panes, lots of great color, oranges, red, blue, white. Everything's nicely balanced in terms of color. The reflection's beautifully placed. I think this is a really good capture of a good moment. I will keep that in.
Okay. Hang on 1 second.
Surely.
Number 8 is Sandy Hook Firehouse Reflection.
Hard for this photo to follow the previous one. I like this as well. Good time, good placement of the photographer to get this shot in the window. I just think it's not quite as strong as the previous one. It kind of, because of the way he or she is standing, the window panes are going off in an odd direction. There's a little bit of blown out in that one window pane that kind of distracts from all the others where the beautiful colors are. So I will take this one out.
Okay. All right, number 8 is out. Number 9 is Boardwalk.
This was a really nice abstract architectural type of photo for me. Lots of really good leading lines, lines going in many directions, leading into each other, away from each other. The reflection is good. Little tiny touch of red in the upper right-hand corner. Doesn't really pull my eye away, but helps balance out a lot of the blue that's in the reflection. So I think this is a really good catch of a good moment. I will keep that one in.
Okay. Number 9 is in. Number 10, Sunset Centennial Lake, Columbia, Maryland.
I think this was a really nice job of making an artwork out of a very normal scene. A lot of trees on the shore, good reflections in the water, probably fall. I'm assuming that those are natural colors that are just really enhanced to make this look more like a painting than a photo. I think it has a lot of strong color and feel to it. But I think there's a lot stronger photos coming up, and I'm going to take this one out.
Okay. Number 10 is out. Number 11, missile silo.
It's a very unusual photo. I like the juxtaposition of the technology with the cowboy hat. You get a feel for the photographer being a big part of the photo. I do it because I haven't seen that many missile silos in my life. I was glad for the title, so I knew what this was. A very interesting capture, but I will take this one out.
Okay, number 11 is out. Number 12, you caught me.
Great reflection on this photo. The eyes of the bird in the reflection pop like crazy. The water, the colors of the water match the colors in the bird. And I think there's a good placement. The composition is good. Where the bird is facing, the ripples are really nice. The only problem I have is this is a beautiful bird, and you caught him at such a moment that's not the most flattering picture of this bird I've ever seen. It's a type of heron green heron, I think, and it's just he looks scary. Or he's scared because he's caught. But a nice reflection in this one, but I'm going to take this out. Okay,
number 12 is out. Number 13, colorful puddles.
Good photo of a place, evocative of a different environment. Nice reflections that show you that there's a lot of street value in this scene that belongs to this neighborhood. There's beautiful colors. I just think all the placements in the composition make this photo work really well. The colors are strong, it's sharp, and I will keep this in.
Okay, number 13 is in. Number 14, Florida Polytechnic University.
This is a very strong architectural photo with a beautiful reflection. It's not a building you see very often, or at least I haven't, and I like the fact that the photographer got it at a beautiful time of day so that the sky's dark and moody and the lights are really beautiful. I might have done a much smaller aperture to get some of that starburst quality out of that one light on the right-hand side. But the building and the reflection are very gorgeous, and it's a very different photo. I will keep this in.
Okay, number 14 is in. Number 15, sunrise in Yellowstone.
So here's a really good example of not just catching the mountains at the right time of day so that you've got light in all the most beautiful places. There's nothing really hiding in the dark in this photo, and the reflection is really good. So a nice effort to get in a beautiful place at the right time of day to get all the elements to come together. The composition's great, the colors are beautiful, and it makes you want to be there. So I will keep this in.
Okay, number 15 is in. Number 16, Old Bedford Village Windmill.
really like this as a setting for, gee, I wonder where that is, something we don't see, especially on the East Coast too much. Makes you want to be at a place like that to shoot older buildings with that kind of structure. Windmills are unusual. The reflection's good. The clouds are strong. I wish the windmill had a much stronger reflection. And I think it would have been impossible to get away from the weeds. They're not helping too much in the foreground. But I'm looking at it, I don't think you could have gotten away from them and still gotten the reflection. And I just wish that reflection were just a little bit less obscured by either the wind or whatever was moving the water. It's a really nice attempt, but I will take that one out.
Okay, number 16 is out. Number 17, Calm Wash.
Nice reflection of mountains. I like the black and white treatment. Makes the sky pop. The clouds are very dark, present in here. There's a lot of atmosphere to this with the sky. An interesting position so that you're sort of looking down the alley of this mountain ridge with the reflection below it. Nice shot, but I think some of the others are stronger. I will take this one out.
Okay. Number 17 is out. 18, Red at Night.
I like this photo. It's very interesting in terms of the reflection. Makes you think, how did he get that? Why is the water right near the boat in the middle solid, and then the reflection is much closer to you? So really good capture of an interesting setting. I do think it might be a little bit enhanced by a little less environment to the right. There's some stuff along the horizon that's not needed, and some of the interest in the clouds is on the right. But altogether, a really nice moment and interesting that makes you think hard about the reflection itself. But I will take this one out.
Okay, number 18 is out. Number 19, The Wall.
It's a great place to shoot. And this photographer managed to be there at a really good time of day so that the light behind gives the trees a lot of color. The reflection is extremely strong and colorful. The problem I have with this photo is there's so many people that are all clumped together. There's spacing in between the people. I like that they're in the distance, but it's just dense. And the guy on the far right with the white t-shirt that's really, really pulls your attention all the way off to the side because his shirt is so bright. I think this is just an example of maybe waiting a while because the crowd moves so much in this place that you might have gotten maybe fewer people and not that bright white outfit that one guy's wearing. But I love the reflection, really gorgeous, and I will take it out.
Okay, number 19 is out. Number 20, DC Architectural Angles.
I love abstract architectural photography. I think this is very strong. The colors are great, blue and red, but they're very subtle. And I like the lines leading at the diagonal are very pleasing. It might be me, but to me, this looks like mostly building, and there's very little reflection in this. So I don't think it really meets the intent of the topic as much as it would an architectural topic. So I like it a lot, but I'm going to take it out.
Okay, number 20 is out. Number 21, it's deep.
It's such a great shot. the puddles or whatever the surrounding shapes around this turtle are terrific. He's in a perfect position to get that reflection to be a mirror image of his head. I like the colors, the gray and the yellow always work well together. I just wish it were really sharp because you want to see all the details in that beautiful skin under his mouth, and the fact that it's soft just makes this not as strong a photo. So I'll take it out.
Okay, number 21 is out. Number 22, A Dreary Day at the Light.
I like this composition a lot. This lighthouse is very engaging, and the photographer captured a nice moment with the bird next to it. And there's just a lot going on. It's got a moody feel to it. The reflection is very good. I would criticize a little tiny bit. Probably would have cropped the sides. There's that road or whatever's leading in from the right, again, makes me want to keep looking off to the right instead of at the lighthouse. So I don't think that structure on the right is needed. And a little tiny bit of gray shadow on the left-hand side. But all in all, I really love the moment in here with two bodies of water that you can see and the red of the lighthouse. I will keep this in.
Okay, number 22 is in. 23, Transfixed.
It's a gorgeous flower shot and reflection. I love that it's in nature. It's not a studio shot. And the photographer managed to get not just beautiful light, beautiful color, but the use of the depth of field in this one is very interesting because the flower, the lily, or the lotus, I think it's a lily. It's beautiful and sharp, the shadow sharp, and the foliage behind it is also almost sharp. It's not real soft, and I like that because the colors are so important. The yellows and the oranges against the blue water. I think everything about this photo works really well, and I love the way the depth of field made this turn out, so I'll keep this in.
Okay, number 23 is in. Number 24, Dried Christmas Cactus.
And here's a studio shot, so they were perfect right next to each other. This photo works beautifully because it is so limited to just the cactus and its reflection. The background is evenly dark. The main cactus is very sharp. The reflection is sharp. It's just really well done. If it was photo stacked, whatever it took to make this sharp all the way through really works well, and I will keep that in.
Okay, number 24 is in. Number 25, OC Fender. This was a fun photo to look at. There's a story here. This reflection of a car in a car fender at a fair or a place with rides. So a lot going on in this photo. The sky is nice and colorful, lots of clouds. Very interesting and a good story. I'd say there are a couple of detractors in this one, and I'm having a little hard time seeing it on your screen, Mike, but there's I probably would have cropped out on the right-hand side. There's a white car that I know is there, and then it doesn't help the photo. And then in the upper left-hand corner, there's some reflection going on that doesn't add to this. I would probably just blacken that all down so that it forms a frame around the fender itself. But really nice capture of an interesting moment in a place that's telling a story. But I'm going to take it out. Okay, number 25 is out. Number 26, Yosemite Reflections.
I think it's a good example of the reflection tells the story. You don't need the tops of the real tops of the mountains, because they're in the reflection itself. I love the colors, the blues and the yellows that always work well together. I think it has a couple small problems. It's not horizontally level, and there's something that goes. There's a white streak that runs sort of down the right-hand side. That's kind of just so bright that it's distracting me from the main part of the picture, which is the yellows and the greens and the mountaintops in the water. So again, and there's a lot of activity in the bottom right-hand side. Again, maybe cropping would just make this a little bit stronger, so that what I'm seeing is the tops of the mountains in the water with the green and yellow on the left-hand side. So I will take this one out.
Okay, number 26 is out. Number 27 is Bombay Hook Reflection.
It's a beautiful moment with a bird. The photographer did so many things right in this photo. The legs of the bird are in a beautiful position. The reflection is perfect in terms of the real bird hasn't got his beak in the water. The blue in the ripple balances the green of the water beautifully. And I think the colors and the composition are right. I just wish the shutter speed had been a lot faster and this were a sharper picture. But it's such a pretty moment with this bird. I'm going to take it out, though.
Okay, number 27 is out. Number 28, Juvenile Swan Searching for Food.
But here's an example of a bird, a beautiful reflection, great colors, orange and blue, red, blue, and this one sharp. This was a nice sharp photo. It was also cropped really well because nothing else matters in this photo. You get that beautiful arch, hint of the arch of the neck, and then the bird dipping into the water, and it's just really a great capture of a moment, and it's nice and sharp, and I will keep that one in.
Okay, number 28 is in. Number 29 is Mica Mirage.
I like this, again, an architectural example that's kind of abstract, although the reflection is definitely not. You know exactly what's being reflected. The colors are nice, and some blues and yellows. The line across the bottom with the really bright blue, might have toned that down because I think the reflection is your topic, or should be your main focus, and that bright blue in the bottom left, that vertical line just pulls my eye away a lot. But I like the concept of the historic building reflected in the modern building, but I will take this out.
Okay, number 29 is out. Number 30 is Reflection Indoor.
I liked it. A lot of great reflections in buildings, a lot of water reflections. I like this one a lot. You get the feel that somebody's in a marina stepping into an office. There's the light in the background is terrific on the buildings and the boat and the water. And I like that it's really cropped nicely so that what you get is the top window pane and the door. You don't need the whole door or much of the surrounding. What's unfortunate, and you have no control over, is the doorknob is just it's so modern and so bright in this photo that it's pulling my eye away from the reflection of the ships. So I probably You can't change the doorknob, but I probably would have toned that down a whole lot because it's just a distractor from the main topic, which is the reflection. So I will take this out.
Okay, number 30 is out. Number 31, evergreen.
I struggled with this photo a lot, I'll be honest, because there's so much going on here. And if I didn't know the topic, I might absolutely not know that this was a reflection. There's a couple of hints. There's ripples up in the top right-hand corner and a little bit coming down toward the middle. There's some couple of ripples that hint at it, but they're hard to see. And with all this color and activity, this is a tough picture to focus on anything. I don't feel like there's a story. It's got a lot of vibrancy, but I'm not getting reflection from this as strongly as I think as you could if there were more water to tell me what this was. So I will take this out.
Okay, number 31 is out.
Ron, you going to announce this one?
I'm sorry, I had myself on mute. Number 32 is Renteln.
Okay. This is beautifully seen. The photographer waited for nighttime. The light is soft. The street lights are very subtle and have a nice draw. They pull you along the walkway. The reflection is beautiful. The composition itself is just very, very pleasing with the turret on the right-hand side, the trees on the left. I like the effect of using sepia or whatever that filter is that is used for this photo. That all in all, it is just a very well-seen, beautiful photograph. I'll keep this one in.
Okay, number 32 is in. Number 33, multiple reflections.
This almost a humorous shot too, because it's like, oh gosh, I wish I had seen this. I wish I had taken this shot. The photographer saw this woman standing there, and he's right, multiple reflections. He was able to catch her glasses, her leaning against the window. So really good catch for this topic. She's beautiful to look at. The light on her face is gorgeous. If I recommended one thing, it would be to tone down the green. I think the green gives the kind of algae feel to this that it's not necessary. That maybe a little bit grayer in the reflections would be nicer against, because her skin is so beautiful, peachy color. I don't think the green helps, but gosh, what a beautiful moment was captured. I'll keep that in.
Okay, number 33 is in. Number 34, sunglass reflection.
Also a nice moment. Got the guy, his face is so expressive, good depth of field. You got, there's a very simple shot of his face, all tight on his face. But there's a lot of energy going on in the reflection in the glasses. Really nice shot. I just think it's tough to compete with the beautiful girl who came before him. So I'm going to take this one out.
Okay, number 34 is out. Number 35, Havana Sunset.
I like this a lot as a cityscape. I think that, normally I would say that palm tree doesn't help much. It again pulls my eye off into the left-hand edge of this photo, but it does give some context to the photo, lets you know that this is a tropical place. I think the time of day was perfect. Good reflections, nice capture with the smoke behind some of the buildings. It's a very nice photo with good reflections in the water, but I'm going to take this one out.
Okay, number 35 is out. Number 36 is framed reflection.
Good job on a studio shot, I think. The lighting is beautiful. The colors are gorgeous. It's sharp through and through. And what I really like about this is the frame. The use of this diagonal frame, not something you see that often. And the colors of the frame being subtle and gray fit well with the black background. So I think that works really well around as a setting for this flower that's just vibrant and very sharp. So I'll keep this one in.
Okay, number 36 is in. Number 37, under the bean.
This is a good one. This is a very different reflection. If you've been to the bean, you know so many things going on there. I like that the photographer zeroed in on a very small section. You can't really, you might, if you've never been there, you might not know what this is. What also works well in this photo is there are good complementary colors. The yellows in the middle, and then there's the fringe of blue around the edges that helps balance out all the yellow. It's just a really interesting abstract approach to a reflection. But I've got so many to go through. I'm going to take this one out.
Okay, number 37 is out. Number 38, Golden Pagoda.
This is a very pleasing scene. It's evocative of a place, tells a story about being somewhere a little bit different. It's a very soft lighting here. There's no really harsh light on here. The white on the screen is a little bright, but that's the nature of the architecture. The reflections are good. It would have been wonderful if the water had been a little stiller, so the reflection was a little stronger. But I think the toughest part of this photo is the crowd on the right-hand side. I just would have cropped the photo, so I don't think those people are necessary. They draw, again, pulling my eye over to see what that bright spot over on the right-hand side is. Draws my eye away from the pagoda, which is really lovely in this photo. So I will take this out.
Okay, number 38 is out. 39, Beautiful Evening.
There's a story in this photo that's very interesting. You know that this person was sitting inside looking out. Took the glasses off to rub his nose probably because he's tired, put the phone down, he's got to stop looking at it for a while. I love the story in this. But I have two problems. I wish the glasses were in focus. They're very, very soft. And I think maybe that metal bar that goes across before you get the view of the grass, if that could have been positioned so the table sort of faded right into the grass, so there wasn't the bar there, whatever that structure is. But I love the idea of the reflection in the phone and the glasses by the side, that they tell the story, but more than anything, it really needs to be sharper. So I will take that out.
Okay, number 39 is out. Number 40, Morning Stroll.
I like the story in this photo. I feel like it's a foreign place. It looks a little different from maybe somewhere in the States. And I like the slow shutter speed. I think the the way that the movement of the person comes through because of the slow shutter speed is really helpful for telling the story in this place. You got the one guy looking out and the other guy moving forward. Are really good, and I think it was a good effort. Couple of things about this: it's not plumb. I would use transform or something to make this straight. I think I probably would have even cloned out the sign at the very far end in the arch that do not enter or whatever that little round sign is. And I have to say, the only reflection I see in here is from the lights above. The rest of that is shadows. So I think this it's a really nice photo, but it doesn't strike me as strong a reflection photo as so many others. So I will take it out.
Okay, number 40 is out. Number 41, tulip petal.
It's beautiful studio composition. Very different from most that I have seen. I really love what the photographer did, choosing one petal with the one stamen, I think that's called. I like the monochrome aspect because the pink and the red are really, really strong, and just that little bit of yellow makes that whole thing pop. It's sharp, it's well composed, the colors are gorgeous. I think really nice reflection photograph. I'll keep it in.
Okay, number 41 is in. Number 42, Taylorton Seafood Market.
Nice black and white photo. The reflection's pretty good. It could be more content in the reflection, but it's not. It's a nice reflection. You get the wording, and it's a nice building. I think the problem I have with this, and probably why the photographer made it black and white, is there's a whole lot of stuff behind this market. There's stuff through the archways. There's this house that's kind of modern on the right-hand side. And it's just a shame. It's not like you can get rid of any of that easily. But it draws away from the simplicity of the market and the pier that it's sitting on. So black and white was the right choice. But it just kind of makes it a little bit busy, and I think it's not as strong as it could be because there's so much stuff going on in the background. So I will take this one out.
Okay, number 42 is out. Number 43, Spanish Specters.
A really good abstract architectural type of photo with beautiful leading lines and very strong black and white. What I find very interesting and different about this is that the reflection almost looks like it's water because of the Venetian blinds that are in the windows. It makes the reflection ripple almost. So the building itself, the simplicity of the windows, the leading lines of those windows, and then this rippling reflection of all of that structure that it's showing. It's a really strong image, and I like this one a lot. I'll keep that in.
Okay. Number 43 is in. Number 44, the Hancock Building reflects its past.
Nice capture of modern and past. I like the fact that you placed yourself where you get a lot of the modern building at the bottom, and I think it's a strong image because there are no people. Usually I like people because they give sense of perspective and energy, but this one works really well. Good capture of, as I said, the old and the new. It's a little dark, and it could be the way it's displaying, but it seems like the bottom, the newer section, the entranceway, could be a little brighter. But I like that you captured that feel, that contrast. I will take it out, however.
Okay. Number 44 is out. Number 45, fishing.
Beautiful story here. Nicely placed, nicely composed. Tons of reflection in this. And the sky is so much more interesting in the reflection than it is in the actual sky. The colors are nice, the blue and the green. Almost wish you could have given the kid a red hat, but I like the where he's placed is really nice, and the reflection is good, sharp image, nicely seen, and nice photo for the topic. But I'm taking this one out.
Okay, number 45 is out. Coming down the home stretch, Mary.
I know. I'm trying not to be too detailed.
Yeah, no, that's helpful.
Sorry.
Number 46, crystal butterfly.
I like this a lot. I think it's a really interesting idea. I have a feeling that this was a vase or something that somebody turned in post-processing to make it look like the butterfly, because the two sides aren't the same. One is very clearly the reflection, so it's kind of interesting, and it makes me think a lot. I think there was a great idea. The distractors I find in this are the tiny bits of color. I probably would have toned down the yellows, a couple places where red's coming through and blue. They don't add to this image, which is very intricate in the glass. So I would have gotten rid of the miscellaneous colors. And it's very interesting, but I'm going to take it out.
Okay, number 46 is out. Number 7, egret and turtle reflection.
There's this a good photo of a story. Beautiful composition, nice contrast in colors. Looks sharp. The reflections are good. There's a lot to be loved about this photo. You just made me narrow it down, and I'm sorry, I'm going to take this one out, but I do love the story that's being told in this photo.
Okay, number 47 is out, and our last image is water lily, number 48.
I have to say, I spent some time this summer shooting water lilies, and so hard to get a beautiful lily with a good background. You managed to do this beautifully. You got the blue water in the front to get the reflection. Beautiful green leaves they're nicely muted with your depth of field choice, so that if they're broken or damaged, it doesn't show. That the color is good. I would say that the lily, though, is not sharp, and I think because you got the leaves, the pads so nicely muted, it would have been great to see that pink lily just pop with sharpness. So nice setting and composition and color, but I would like to see that sharper, so I'll take that out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, you've been busy, Mary. We got a little bit of work yet to do, I think.
A little bit. I got 8-9 minutes.
All right. Well, we'll take as long as we need.
Okay.
John, let's cross-check our counts here. Let me see what I have.
Okay.
All right, I have 16. Does that match yours, John?
I have that as well, yes.
Okay, that's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, what do you suggest on this? Do you want to look at them at all at one time and whittle them down, or do you want to go back through?
I have spent time with these, so I think we can do it with the grid display.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So it was tough. Gosh, I mean, so many photos didn't even get to this point, and now you're making me take out 9 more?
Yeah.
Well, a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more.
7.
Okay. So, you guys are hard. You're just taskmasters. Okay, I am going to take out number 3, the 5th dimension time.
Okay.
And I will take out number 6, sail away.
Okay.
I will take out number 9, boardwalk.
Okay, number 9.
Number 13, colorful puddles.
Okay.
Number 14, the Polytechnic building.
Okay.
Whew. Number 15, sunrise in Yellowstone. And number 24, dried Christmas cactus.
Okay. All right, that gives us our 9 left, I guess.
Okay. So, you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Honorable mention will go to number 43, M. Spanish Specters.
Okay.
Number 36, Framed Reflection.
Okay.
Number 28, Juvenile Swan.
28. Okay.
And number 23, which is Transfixed.
Okay.
And number 22, Dreary Day at the Light.
All right. So now we're up to the number ribbons.
Okay. In 4th place, I would like to put number 7, the Tetris Lighthouse.
Okay, number 7.
In 3rd place is number 33, Multiple Reflections.
Number 3 is 33.
Yes.
Okay.
In 2nd place is number 41, Tulip Petal.
Okay, tulip petal number 41.
And in 1st place is number 32, Rintine.
Rinteln, I think it is.
Oh, it's an L.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
I think it is.
Yeah, no, it's an L. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Looking down here, John, do you see any that are unaccounted for at this stage?
No, sir.
Okay, I think we're in good shape. All right, I'm going to try to work up through this, so just bear with me. Honorable mention, number 43, Spanish Spectres. That's David Joyner. Honorable mention, Framed Reflection. That's Louis Sapienza. Honorable mention, number 28, Juvenile Swan Searching for Food. That's J.C. Williams. Number 23, Transfixed. That's Ron Pfeiffer. And number 22, honorable mention, A Dreary Day at the Light, John Milliker. Number 4 is the fourth place is number 7, The Tetris Lighthouse. That's John Milliker. Third place is number 33, Multiple Reflections, Don Granis. Number 2 is photo number 41, Tulip Petal, and that's Mike Thomas. And the number 1 photo is number 32, Rin Town, by Fred Venetia. Okay, congratulations. I think we've got them all. Mary, did I miss any?
No, that was exactly correct.
All right. Wow. I have to take a breath after that. That was a marathon, I have to say. An excellent job at that. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, the feedback was really helpful, and I'm glad you didn't cut back too much on the feedback with the unlimiteds. That was very helpful.
Thank you.
So to pull this off tonight, we had a lot of help in addition to Mary. So Mary, thank you for putting a huge number of hours into trying to make this work this evening with your careful selections and practice session and being with us this evening on this. I also want to thank Bob Weber and Mike Thomas for helping us keep the images coming in and the data going out and the screen moving and everything. And John, to you for making sure that we can get this out there every month as well and clearly as we do. I appreciate all that. So we've had 2 contests under our belt, 2 critiques under our belt, and John did mention that in a couple of weeks we're going to have Janet Jeffers as a presenter, but we also happen to have, and I don't know how often this has happened, that we've had Janet Jeffers on the 4th of November as our critiques leader. So we'll be looking forward to that. And if you are one of the critique participants, I'll be getting some material out to you to get ready in the next couple of days or so. So with that, John, can I turn this back to you?
Certainly. Let me say something about the critique sessions. Even if you do not have images in the critique session, it is such a wealth of knowledge to see something. A lot of people, you see other people's images being judged. Critique session is just completely next level. Make sure you tune in for that. I also want to remind people that Saturday is our club field trip to Patuxent Research Refuge. Next week is our program on from the Washington Post staff photographer Jonathan Newton. And I want to say a personal thank you to Ron. Ron has been making my life a little easy to try to figure out where all Facebook problems are, at least on contest nights. And I think he's doing a great job, and he's getting better every week. So good job, Ron.
Thanks, John.
And with that, if anybody has anything else to say, I'll close the meeting. Okay, here we go. See you guys next week. Good night.